What's going on, guys? Welcome back to 𝗲𝘀𝘀𝗃. Today we're going to be talking about the most important body part to some. We're going to be talking about arms. Common habits when training arms, or even thinking about training arms, we always gravitate towards the bicep first. While it is a part of our arms, we need to take into consideration what other muscles there are. There's the biceps with 2 heads, there's obviously the triceps with 3, and we do have the shoulder, part of the arm, with 3 heads as well. Often we do forget about the 𝗁𝘂𝗁𝗃. It is on the forearm, but it does give the arm an appearance of a good size. Today's video is going to give you a bit more of an insight to train arms a bit more effectively. Instead of just blasting your biceps 3, 4, or 5 times a week, hoping to get some gains, we want to attack the whole picture together to give us the result that we actually want. So we'll hone in on one of my tips for biceps. There's many different curls you can do from different angles. Mine would probably be a concentration curl or a high angle preacher curl to really focus on the bicep. But aside from the different types of exercises, tempo is king when trying to grow any muscle group. My clients usually want to grow bigger arms. At the very top of any curl, I usually put my finger opposite their elbow and tell them to squeeze it as hard as they can as possible, just so they get the maximal contraction at the top end. So moving on to triceps, one of my favorite movements is the rocking tricep extension. Similar to a normal skull crusher, but you're getting a little bit more of a stretch in the bottom end of the movement. Try to keep the elbows fairly tucked in to a certain extent and really flex that tricep as much as you can and work with the tempo. Just because you're using a little bit of momentum doesn't mean you should just be whipping up weight if your goal is maximal gains of muscle. All right, with shoulders, we can look at isolation exercises as much as we want. We have to swallow the pill that isolation exercises can only get us so far with any body part. So with getting effective, bigger shoulders, which lead to aesthetically pleasing arm, we'll work on the compounds, overhead presses, any type of front presses. These are what's going to be really making the shoulder nice and round and capped. If you want a really good accessory, one of my favorites is a seated side lateral, again, with forced tempo or even a pause. All right, last but not least is the 𝗁𝘂𝗁𝗃. Again, one of my favorites, tried and true, is a crossbody hammer curl, but it does include the biceps to a certain extent. Having that dumbbell in front of you and crossing it over with the curl, you can get a lot of activation with the 𝗁𝘂𝗁𝗃. All right, just to reiterate the same point, isolation exercises can only go so far, even with arms. The compound movements with your hands on the barbell are the ones that are really going to give you that mass over time. All right, hope you guys got something from today's video. Have fun cycling, and I'll see you in the next one.